Gertrude's not sitting in her bed. Sigh. Well, we've got a video. We need some light here. Check out the previous one if you guys are interested in some pliers. Went over these 5 new ones that I got from Knipex, and I almost bought, because they had some on sale from Milwaukee, the new US made ones. I actually had them on like clearance or sale of the smaller sizes at Home Depot, but I didn't. That's not why we're here today, though. But I did pick up a few things. Picked up this cute little crescent wrench, and it is a proper, and it's made properly too. 4-inch crescent wrench. It's real nice and smooth, actually, like properly milled and everything. So it's a proper, despite being, there you go, you can see it's quite small. There's one of those pliers, you know. Really cool. Sometimes, especially in like PCs, why would you need a crescent wrench in a PC? You'd be surprised. Water cooling fittings, possibly, would be a big one. You know, you got a decent, you got 1/2 inch, no, more than 1/2 inch. So picked up that. Then I was talking with Squeers, and I finally, first time since 2019, started playing a JRPG, and I wanted to be using my DualShock 3, and getting a DualShock 3 to work wirelessly in Windows is a pain in the ass. Wired, boom, done. Wirelessly, not so much. So he mentioned that this does list compatibility with DualShock 3, right there. Pretty sure this is impossible to pair in Windows 11 due to driver signing and secure boot, and TPM, and all that sort of stuff. Luckily, whipped out the ThinkPad repair laptop. Still wasn't easy. I think it's paired now. We ran into the next thing, though, of I haven't used my DualShock 3 in so long. It doesn't have enough battery to stay on wirelessly. Now, normally that's not a problem on a PS3 because you plug it in and you play wired until it's charged, and then you unplug and play wirelessly. However, because this is a different Bluetooth device than the one that's in the system, and it doesn't play well. And I could install the wired drivers and play, but I wonder if that would mess with this pairing or not. If you guys know the answer to that, let me know. In the meantime, though, I'm just not going to mess with it. We got this box here. You might be able to tell where that's from. That's what this video is about. By the way, this crescent orange. I'm glad they started doing that. I do actually need some of these sorts of adjustable wrenches. I have one, and it's actually got a slider here instead of this, and it's super annoying to use. I thought it was cool back in the day. This is when they were trying to make just generic random what do you want to call them? Like, we got to innovate in tools for innovation's sake. Yeah, instead of actually trying to make a better tool, right? Yeah. Holy shit. I ordered a few, didn't I? That's a box of boxes, that's for sure. Crescent makes all right ones. I know a lot of people like the Snap-on ones, which are OEM by another company. Like, you can get those fairly readily. Otherwise, I'm thinking about picking up the Signo ones, and despite them not having a grip, I might mess with plasti dipping. Dip them yellow, you know, to match my style, because Signo's got some like very interesting, like super angled or super unangled or super thin versions, you know. The ones from Snap-on are known to be like super wide jaw. Okay, we got 1, 2, 4. Yep, I might have went a wee bit ham. just a wee bit, Ham. Where's the iPhone? I need to take a. I don't know if I'm going to use this for the thumbnail, or I should probably do it with the pens out, but we'll see. This might be easier to deal with. By the way, that 8-bit adapter, if you're not trying to do PS3. PS3 is, I bought that to alleviate the issues of doing PS3 wirelessly, and it might still do that, like once you get it paired, because you don't have to faff around with all this third-party software. I think you do lose the, you know how triggers are analog, right? I think PS1 even, but definitely PS2 and PS3 have analog buttons and D-pad. And even the bumpers, even though they're not analog, actually can sense pressure. There's pressure sensing. I think you lose that with this, but if I gain the ability to just plug this in, turn the controller on, and it work, bliss. Because that's actually how it works. Even in Windows to this day, if you do it wired. There's two different ways you can do it. Old PlayStation Now installer or the development, like SDK driver. So we have Kustoms here. We've got 4 of them. I am out of room. They haven't made cubes in a while. Bummer. Because I need like 3 of them now. But, yeah, this guy's full. And what is it full of? What is it going to get more full of? That might be a hint as to what's in these boxes here. Oh, before we... Hold on, wakey. You guys can check out. This is also from Karos. This was my gift from Squares. Also the person who recommended this. Hey, like I said, if we can get there eventually, I'll be happy. It hasn't been... If you guys have an old working computer, you know what I mean? Like it's good and you know the computer's good. The only thing I know that is bad about my Windows 10 PC is the battery. But all the replacement batteries are so old that they're also bad. So I can't actually get a... Well, I've tried getting new batteries. We might have had this before on the videos here. Okay. Oh, that's that one. I had to get the ammo going for tonight. Make sure I leave a watch. Forgot where I was going with that little side tangent there, but yeah, this my polished brass Modal, glorious. This is like I told him, couldn't think about it, heirloom. This is like an heirloom pen. This is a pen you pass along. You can also kill a man with it. Might not want to pass it along then. Yeah, forgot where my tangent was going while I was downloading that. Alright, Keras, we got, here's the code. That's the same code as before. So it looks like, you know, special, but it's not. So if you guys are going to order, use that. I also should have linked down below. Maybe not. I'm trying to think. I know I have a... What do you want to call it? Like an affiliate link for Tactile Turn. No, not Tactile Turn. Tactile Knife Co. I don't know that I have one for Keras. So if you're like, huh, that looks short. So this is, I should clarify also, Keras's last batch of sunflower pens. This thing feels stupid light because I've been toting around this big brass boy here. But if you notice, it's shorter as well. Why do I bring up that I am bummed? Well, because this is a modal. As much as I like modals, and I do like the Schmidt P8126, which is what this has, because it is a pocket modal. Let's unscrew it here. Oh, there you go, Schmidt P8126. So if you like the EDK, but remember the modal with a full size Uniball, or technically they ship with Pilot G2 refill, is 5 inches. You're like, I want something even smaller, and I don't mind going to like a Parker or a Schmidt refill. The pocket modal, I would say, is your guy. What I am bummed though is that this is the last batch of sunflower pens, and there's no normal modal. Here's my only previous pocket modal, because you might have been able to tell from videos, but I am partial to Euro 110. Sorry, I got a message right there. I'm partial to the Euro 110 refill. And here we have the Zento, the new Uni Zento. My go-to is the 307, which is the UMR 83E. But we're gonna give we're gonna give the Zento a proper run through a full ink cartridge on here. Even David was surprised though how well the cellulose ink runs. If you're looking for that sort of smooth, and that's what I'm looking for. I can take a heavier pen. Here, right here, we have a tactile turn Bernoulli Slim Bolt in brass, starting to get nice and tarnished. And you can see the textured here too. So this might just look like it's like less opaque, right? But it's actually not. It's because that is a textured modal. So let's get that off to the side. This is our first one. Okay, here we've got same code. See what I mean? If you guys regularly pick up their stuff, check out their pen club. That's where some of these are exclusive to. I don't remember this time offhand. These took a little while to come in. Our mail's been, but if you look, this is also a pocket modal, not a full-size modal. So when they say they're done, they did also re-release the sunflower modal. Or sorry, not sunflower modal. The sunflower vertex, I believe. Which as you can see, I already got. So it's the second batch of sunflower vertex pens. This feels, as much as the Ultim one is the original vertex right here. And so you can be used as an eyedropper, which I didn't do because I knew I wouldn't be using it enough. If I ever choose to, like, oh, I want to run this one for a while, I will. Is this whole thing is like triple O-ring to make sure it doesn't leak, etc. The only one I'm missing is the original Hive bolt of the sunflower pens that came out. So maybe I can get one of those off you guys in the comments, or if somebody in the pen club or the Facebook group is willing to part with theirs. Otherwise, I've been able to pick up all, and the second pass on some of these, obviously, because though I had my order in for every one on the initial, I got cock blocked by the work VPN. well, technically their selling software is what blocked me because I was on a VPN. Like you could tell, and it's like, oh, you're doing nefarious things. No, I'm just trying to give you money for pens. All right, so here we have, once again, coupon code. Same coupon code. Okay, and we have just a smooth bolt. Just a standard bolt. This is something I can show you too. Here's a standard bolt. It is shorter up top and on bottom for the pocket modals. I'm still intrigued by that because I would have thought you'd make at least one of the parts the same length to simplify. Like for example, here's a full-size modal. Here's a bolt. The bottom of it is the same. And the top is the same length at least. Right, so this is the same length tube as this tube, and this end part is actually the same. Once the modal was made, the bolt was, and I don't know if the bolt, this part got updated on the bolt while they were developed in modal, or if it came in a modal, but the bolts used to really not like Uniball refills, even if you cut them down, because of some dimensions on the inside. My Island Green Cerakote, which was one of their first Cerakote pens. Stupid light. There you go. Island Green Cerakote. Oh, he shows up horrible on the camera. Greens. You can see back there too. That's a much brighter, more vibrant green. And this is, this almost looks like a little bit blue on the camera. These highly vibrant colors, especially the greens, are not so good. But this Island Cerakote one, it actually has like a bit of a texture to it. This is one of their first Cerakote pens. And this one has a Uniball refill in it. Because whatever dimensions they ended up changing allow me to do that. UMR 83E was rocking this one for. This one also feels very light because it is aluminum. But this is effectively that. Da, 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 da. So that's just a smooth, simple bolt. Classic, no grippers up top. That's usually an EDK thing. I forgot to mention that this bottom on the pocket modal, if you don't get the limited pen club exclusive, I think it is, speed groove grip right there that you can kind of see going in and out of focus, which we did have on this bolt as well. If you don't get this on a pocket modal, the standard grip is this guy, which is the same as the EDK. Which is, I don't know that it necessarily gives you any more grip, but it does just kind of break up the look a little bit, right? This one feels really smooth. Squares is not the hugest purveyor of the Dragonskin. It was a new grip when I picked it up for him. For Christmas, I snagged him like it was like a red I think it was a red one of these. Possibly a green clip or green something here. But they dip in really heavy with these scallops, we'll call them. And I could see how that could be too much for some people's grip. I don't mind it. The one thing is you're very locked in as to where you have to grip it because of that. Whereas even something like the Mark II grip, that's really grippy because of all the little notches. but like it doesn't, like you can kind of grip anywhere within that grip, whereas on the Dragonskins, you kind of have to choose if you're here or you're here, or if you're like a combination of the two. I would say comfort-wise, it is better than, because I was using this for like a whole day one day, you know, when these came in, to break them in. And obviously, if you're going to buy them, you got to use them, all right? I would say, though, the fluted looks really cool, and I think I brought out one of the original fluted ones, which was an EDK. I feel like this can really, it's real grippy, but it can kind of get uncomfortable because those grooves are so skinny. You can kind of see in my fingers, there's little notches. Kind of, it'll kind of like bite in after a while. But just want something clean and smooth, this is the one for you. It's just a standard bolt. Like I said, I'm a little sad that this is going to be the last guy here, because of the fact that they still haven't made a standard modal. We got a standard EDK. Oh, I was like, oh, I can actually show you that these are the same EDK grips. I thought I said, like, I swear I just unboxed the EDK. I did indeed. In Sunflower. There you go. So this is a very standard EDK. Knurling up top, ringed grip on the bottom. And this is, I think, the new one. Once again, code, if you guys do buy one, $15 off, $75. That is one of their more premium ones. Usually their cheaper pens are in the $60 range, but that'll bring a more premium pen down to their normal one. And this is, that's why I didn't want to really call it ringed, is because this is the Retrakt, which that is their kind of classic ringed grip there. So for the Retrakt, at least, that is the classic one. I don't know if it always was, because there are smooth Retrakts. I have a titanium smooth Retrakt. Let me put some of these guys away. There you go. That's the Island Green. If you haven't checked, it's very smooth. This is the second one, though. The white on my first one had some issues. They got that. They actually didn't know if they had more. I think this might be from the second batch of them. Because of, oh, and this is unique to this one too as well. This is their milled clip. Very low profile, does not hook on jeans very well. I haven't seen, like, this is very, very uncommon. Same thing with the click mechanism. Like, you'll see the click mechanism on this Retrakt. They did have brass and copper click mechanisms that they custom made. I still have yet to get a pen with one of those, and I really would like one for my collection. But it's really uncommon. And it is not a part that they let you buy separately. Okay. Where are you, dude? There you are. Oh, stealth. Okay. So here is, this is one that I bought to match my old Mini. Somebody works like, dude, I saw that new design. You got to pick it up. It looks exactly, and it is. British Racing Green with gloss black. This was shortly after they came out with the black mechanism. You saw it on the possibly when I brought out the fluted EDK, and this satin red also had a red clicker on it. But this is the standard kind of Retrakt. If your Retrakt has a texture grip there, uses the same top as an EDK, right? Except instead of being for Schmidt, it's for G2, Pilot G2. And with the way that these tips taper, you really cannot get, I normally put a Pilot Juice, not a Juice Up even, just a Juice in the Retrakts. Because of how these tips taper down, there is not room in them for the Uniball cartridge, the Euro 110 style cartridge. Maybe the taper is more apparent when we compare to the bolt here. try to put them on a box or something. Here. And then there. They not only taper the whole way, but they go to a much finer point, and that's where the Euro 110 cartridge has issues. It needs to go, it's wider. The tip is longer and skinnier, but the wide part, kind of like on the Schmidt, where it's squared off on a long, skinny tip, the Euro 110 cartridge that the Uniball uses is very, very similar to that. And sadly, though this might work for a G2, because it kind of steps down in width, that causes the Euro 110 to not work. So this is actually kind of a combo, because this is a classic retract. Knurling on top like an EDK, rings on the bottom. This is a smooth retract, and I purposely got as many of my titanium pens that I got from Keros in smooth. They do have retracts now. If it was any pen other than a retract, I probably would have bought another one. But I not only have my preferred one, which is the just smooth, plain, tumble titanium. You can even see, I even have a little mark on here, right there. There's like a mark from something that it scratched. And you can even feel it with my nail a little bit. But yeah, this is a great everyday carry, because you do not have to carry about it. Most things cannot touch this. You know, for I like really smooth writing refills. So the only thing up from like a tumbled titanium for me is like a tumbled stainless steel. So you got a bit more weight there. Yep, there's a juice refill. 100%. There you can see where it kind of, the tip kind of is rounded, then it steps down, then it steps down again. And this metal part here is actually longer on a G2. This plastic collar is up further, and then that's what's hitting on the inside of the retract, is because this plastic collar, the metal tip is longer, and the thin plastic collar isn't as long. So that's what hits on the inside of the. You can even force this to hit a little bit on this one even. But yeah, so if you do a retract and you're like, I want to try something other than the Pilot G2, the Juice is your guy to try. But yeah, what I was saying is this is a combo, because it has a smooth top and the standard ringed bottom. So slight combo of, you know, classic variants of retract that are available. These are all the retracts I have, because of the refill incompatibility, also the skinny front with the heavy mechanism up top. I didn't manage a smooth. I got a smooth bolt. I didn't manage a smooth EK, because they only made one batch of smooth EKs, and the second batch they made normal. So that'd kind of be one other one on my list, I guess, would be a smooth titanium EDK. Like, it doesn't actually have the grippers here. Smooth would be none of these, and the EDK is known for the knurling up top. Pop it out of your pocket. So it's not uncommon to not see it on the retract here, but I wouldn't say it's common necessarily. So you can see huge. There's like almost nothing the same between the bolt and the retract. However, if we go to the EDK, the top is the same, minus the knurling in this case. So, like I said, the only one I believe I'm now missing, because every other one has been reissued, is the Hex Sunflower that was in the original drop. Sadly, this is the third and final. They call this third and final drop, but I think they called part 2, because I bought this one, not full Sunflower, but that's what started it. I missed the first drop. Then we had the second drop, and I guess, yes, the EDK was separate. That came in individually. Some of the other ones, I believe, were reissued with the EDK as well. I happen to already have them. And then third drop. So, I believe it actually was like these three, and then this guy. But what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 11 if we can get that hex. So I could almost fill up one of these with just, and maybe that's what I do with the purple. It doesn't look too bad, if you ask me. You know, it doesn't look half bad at all. So maybe that's what I'll end up doing once I can get a cube to put those in, is you know, get all my sunflower yellow ones, because realistically those, I'm not gonna everyday carry the sunflower ones, but those will be the everyday ones at my desk. Like, as in, unless I'm testing like one of the new ones, like the 16-bit that just came out this month, I believe, from Tactile Turn, or it might have been last month in May, whenever quarters do quarter things. And you know, this guy, which is the exclusive basic 2. You know, it's anodized. I really do like the feel and the look of that blue. Kind of wish it wasn't a battle worn, but hey, everybody voted for battle worn. And this is the original basic 1. Mine always felt super duper solid. Squares saw the basic 3. I think that's the best design of all of theirs so far, and snatched it up. So that I thought I was gonna have to find a home for that. You guys didn't even have to offer, because it's already taken. So Gertrude obviously wants attention, because look at that time. We should have been sitting down for a while already, but I was faffing with the DualShock 3, hoping to play some games, but with it rather than the Xbox controller. I have that really nice, look up my Elite 2 or whatever, nice translucent one. Not that I mind using that one, it's just, these are casual sit-back games. I feel like that's where the PlayStation, the old, we're talking not even DualShock 4, like DualShock 2 or 3 style. Because it's how do I describe this? Your hands sit wider on it and lower. Like, you can just rest in your lap and kind of play the game. Whereas the Xbox, like, great for FPS. I was actually bumping, take the triggers off the underside of the 2 I do normally keep on. I was bumping them with it just sitting in my lap. Yeah. As much as I poo-pooed the PlayStation 3's DualShock 3 for FPS back in the day, then, you know, it's when I was playing, you know, competitive Call of Duty and Halo 3 and then Reach and stuff like that. For that, DualShock 3, no. But for more of these layback, like I'm playing Tales of Berseria, I think it is. I think that's how the last word up is said. You know, it'd be great to be able to play with that, you know. Just because the whole grip style. That's why I don't necessarily like all these things trending straight towards Xbox, because we need variety. There are, you know, I don't need to be locked in hardcore 20. Oh, also, pick up a DualShock 3 if you got one. The weight of that versus even a DualShock 4 or a Xbox, you know, like a Xbox Elite 2, especially an Xbox Elite 2 controller, feels like nothing, which is great. You just kind of like forget about it. You know, it's not like, and you're like, oh, heavy things are quality. Yeah, that is true. But, you know, when you're holding it up, especially on the Xbox, because you have to hold it like this rather than being able to rest it in your lap. To be truthful, I bet you could play Tails game with a freaking arcade stick if you wanted. You might need some, like the other stick, potentially. But it'd be possible. You can just sit in your lap and just have your hands there. Maybe that's something to give a shot. Well, guys, as you can see, Gertrude needs her attention. I'm going to dip. Let me know what you thought. If you have some connections on the bolt that was the hex like this, except the bolt, like this guy. That came out with the first batch. Let me know. I want to get my hands on one. And I guess if you ever see a... Oh, jeez! Granny kitten. Granny cat, I know you want your attention, but don't take all my pens. If you see a smooth EDK in titanium being sold, hit me up. Let me know, because I will throw them an offer. Because these smooth... We gotta put this away. We gotta put this away. I think we're gonna leave it there because we're being assaulted at the moment. We need to protect the pens from the all-powerful Gertrude. Have a good one. Peace.